Overview of American literature. American literature is the written or literary work produced in the area of the United States and its preceding colonies. The literature has been shaped by the history of the country, its cultural movements, and its political climate. Periods of American literature. 1. Colonial and Early American, 1607 to 1776. Key features: religious themes, exploration narratives, Native American oral traditions. Notable authors: Anne Bradstreet, first published American poet, Jonathan Edwards, preacher and theologian, and Benjamin Franklin. 2. Revolutionary period, 1765 to 1790. Key features: political writings, pamphlets, patriotic themes. Notable authors: Thomas Paine, Common Sense, Thomas Jefferson, Declaration of Independence, and Alexander Hamilton, The Federalist Papers. 3. Early National and Romantic period, 1790-1865. Key features: Romanticism, Transcendentalism, focus on nature and individualism. Notable authors: Washington Irving, James Fenimore Cooper, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Herman Melville, Edgar Allan Poe, and Walt Whitman. 4. Realism and Naturalism, 1865 to 1914. Key features: realistic portrayals of everyday life, focus on social issues, naturalism's deterministic views. Notable authors: Mark Twain, Henry James, Stephen Crane, and Theodore Dreiser. 5. Modernism, 1914 to 1945. Key features: experimental forms, disillusionment post-WI, focus on inner self and consciousness. Notable authors: F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ernest Hemingway, William Faulkner, T.S. Eliot, and John Steinbeck. 6. Harlem Renaissance, 1920s to 1930s. Key features: African-American cultural and artistic explosion, focus on racial pride and identity. Notable authors: Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, and Claude McKay. 7. Post-World War II, 1945-present. Key features: diverse styles and subjects, rise of postmodernism, multicultural voices. Notable authors: J.D. Salinger, Jack Kerouac, Kurt Vonnegut, Toni Morrison, and Don DeLillo. Major themes in American literature. 1. The American Dream, the pursuit of happiness, success, and upward mobility. 2. Individualism and self-reliance, focus on personal freedom and independence. 3. Race and identity, exploration of racial issues, identity, and the experiences of marginalized groups. 4. Nature and the wilderness, depiction of the American landscape and the relationship between humans and nature. 5. Conflict and rebellion, themes of resistance, revolution, and societal conflict. 6. War and its effects, the impact of war on individuals and society. 7. Social critique and reform, criticism of social injustices and calls for change. Notable works and their summaries. 1. The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, a story about Hester Prynne, who is condemned to wear a scarlet letter A for adultery in Puritan New England. 2. Moby Dick by Herman Melville, the epic tale of Captain Ahab's obsessive quest to kill the white whale, Moby Dick. 3. Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman, a groundbreaking collection of poetry celebrating democracy, nature, and the human spirit. 4. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, a critique of the American dream through the tragic story of Jay Gatsby and his unrequited love for Daisy Buchanan. 5. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, a novel addressing racial injustice in the Deep South through the eyes of young Scout Finch. 6. Beloved by Toni Morrison, a haunting tale of a runaway slave haunted by the ghost of her dead daughter. 7. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, the story of Holden Caulfield, a disillusioned teenager struggling with the phoniness of the adult world. Key literary movements. 1. Transcendentalism, emphasized intuition, nature, and individual conscience. Key figures include Emerson and Thoreau. 2. Realism, focused on everyday events and the lives of ordinary people, rejecting romanticism. 3. Naturalism, an offshoot of realism, suggesting that human beings are shaped by their environment and heredity. 4. Modernism, broke traditional forms and structures, reflecting the complexities of the modern world. 5. Postmodernism, characterized by a playful approach to narrative and a questioning of objective truth. Important authors and their contributions. 1. Pioneered free verse poetry and celebrated the individual. 2. Emily Dickinson, known for her innovative use of form and punctuation, exploring themes of death and immortality. 3. Mark Twain provided a critical look at American society with humor and satire. 4. Ernest Hemingway, known for his terse prose style and themes of stoicism. 5. F. Scott Fitzgerald captured the Jazz Age and the disillusionment of the American dream. 6. Examined African American identity and history with lyrical prose. Current trends in American literature. 1. Diversity and inclusion, greater representation of different cultures, genders, and identities. 2. Digital and hybrid forms, experimentation with new media, and digital storytelling. 3. Environmental concerns, increased focus on climate change and ecological themes. 4. Globalization, exploration of cross-cultural influences and global issues. American literature is a rich and evolving field, reflecting the country's complex history and diverse voices. From the early colonial writings to contemporary works, it continues to explore and redefine the human experience.